Mav, you gonna say hi? Say, hey guys, it's Maverick. I am wildly watching something by the fence. Well, Mav and I just got up, came out, and look, there's fall leaves already. I mean, there's a few up in like this mulberry tree, mulberry bush, mulberry tree. Not a lot. It seems like anything that changed is already down on the ground. Same over here. Like, that's a mulberry tree. I don't know what they're called. I've always called them bushes, but they're tall. So anyway, most of that is on the ground if it's turned. That one's starting to turn a little bit over here. But yes, our yard is starting to look a little like fall, which makes me happy. I know Stranger Summer's over, but I did say I was probably going to end up doing a grace period because I haven't been on lately. I haven't talked about it. Maybe folks had kind of forgotten, so I'm giving you a little bit of time here, you know, to catch up or get your project in on the Facebook group. But it's nice and gray outside. It's just the kind of perfect day. Little man was supposed to come out and potty, but here he is, just standing here. And the longer I talk, the longer he's just gonna do that. We're gonna go for a little walk around the yard and see if I can get him to go potty before I have to get ready for work. But all right, guys, I hope that you're having a nice fall day, or that the weather is nice wherever you're at. I will talk to you soon. Love you. Hey guys, Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing? So I'm at the post office. Sorry, extreme close up. I'm at the post office and I just sent out 3 packages. One that I just showed in a different video for my friend Rose, and one for 2 friends of mine who are they're a couple, and they are having a baby. So I sent them a blanket, which I showed on the channel a really long time ago. If I have a picture, I'll put it in, but I was just like mad dash. It's already almost 5. Mad dash to get to the post office on my last day off kind of situation. So yeah. So that got sent out, and then the Great Fiber Cake Off winner got sent out. I'm not sure when this little snippet is gonna go up. Frankly, the last time I tried to make little snippets, it didn't go well because that's when I got really sick, and then I ended up deleting everything. But I just went in, sent everything out, and decided to check my P.O. box because I knew I had a payment coming up for it, right? For my 6 or 12 month, whatever. This was inside. And it's ironic that I just sent Rose something, but there's something from Rose. What did you do, Miss Rose? Because I don't think I ordered anything from her. So what did you do? It feels squishy, but I don't know what kind of squishy. I guess we'll find out when we get home. I'm currently trying to decide. Well, you know what's funny too? I don't know if you can see it from the angle or not. Let me see. I think you can see that car right there. Is that the one? Yeah. That is the exact like twin to my car. I like got out and did a double take and looked over there. It's the same color, same kind, same everything, which is wild to me. So anyway, yeah, so I just did that, and I can't take you guys like driving with me because I don't have my dash that was in Lemon, my dash cam thing. I don't have that up in here. I bought one and I was looking at it and I was like, I don't know how well this is gonna work out. I'm gonna try to get a different one because I'm very weird. Like, I don't know if it's very weird or very normal, I guess, but if I don't think it's gonna stick, I don't want to make like a mess on my dashboard and not be able to get it off of there well. So there's fuzz flying around. So I just got lucky with Lemon's holder, but then I couldn't get the holder off when I got rid of Lemon, so yeah, there's that. I couldn't get it off without, you know, making a mess and ruining it, basically, so my friend kept that. But I can't take you guys driving with me, but I am trying to decide if I want to grab some breakfast / lunch while we're out, because I have two choices that I really am deciding between here. Bigby's, the coffee place that I'm never sure if you guys have or don't have, they have my hot caramel apple cider, so I'm kind of excited to do that. But Taco Bell Diet Pepsi sure does sound good too, so I'm not really sure which one to get. I guess I'll decide, but I can't take you guys with me, so I mean, like, I can, but it'd be real illegal, real dangerous, so I'm not gonna. I'll just see you back at home, but I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey guys, figured I would check back on the bike. Maverick's back in his little Prince seat over here on the couch. That's that cushion that my friend found, and that's the cushion itself isn't torn over here. It's just the seat thing. That was from Abby, so you remember Abby. I would hope you guys remember my little princess Abby. But yeah, anyway, so that's that extra cushion. That couch is so patchwork, it's ridiculous. Like, the cushion he's sitting on is a thinner cushion from Amazon. Maverick has been innocent in this whole couch debacle too. Like, that was almost completely all Abby. I think Otis had a little hand in it. But yeah, anyway, that couch is such a patchwork couch. The middle cushion's from Amazon, and it's like, there are no springs in the middle. It's got, like, David finagled this board so that it had, you know, a support, I guess, support thing. And then I bought this cushion that's like, it's really firm, but it's like that thick, so it's thinner than the other cushions were originally, and they've been like pressed down over time, so I don't know, it's kind of, they're kind of even. Not the big one, but the big one is sitting on top of an actual cushion. It's just kind of there for right now. My friend knew I needed that middle cushion, so she found me this one, but by the time she got it, I had already got that middle one, and now I'm like, well, the middle one matches, and we've had it there for so long, and Maverick hasn't destroyed it. I don't know. What we need to do, we need to get a new couch. That's what we need to do. But anyway, I don't even remember why I was like, I'll bring him on the bike with me for a little bit. But then I got talking about Maverick. Puppy distraction on max level. Yeah, I got a little bit of work done on like my get rid of scrap projects, and I want to show you guys those, but that's gonna have to wait until, like, basically once I'm done on the bike, I'm gonna have to go get ready for work, you know, clean up, and then get there. So that's my day. And then it's super late at night, which usually is when I film. We'll see how tired I am. I am making up on my sleep because yesterday, okay, my weekend is Sunday, Monday, right? And Sunday, I was so tired. I didn't set an alarm. I was like, Maverick, this is, you know, me and you time. So I didn't set an alarm. We slept, and we slept until, sorry if I'm moving the camera a little bit. I don't have a tripod set up or anything, and I didn't intend to talk this long. We slept until like 4 in the afternoon. I mean, bear in mind I work at night and I don't go to bed until very late in the morning. But we slept like 8 full hours. But yeah, like 4:30 is when we got up, and I was like, oh no, my intention had been to wake up early and kind of switch my weekend schedule to more morning based, because Tuesday I had to work at night, but in the morning I had Sheeran tickets went on sale. So Monday I purposely only slept like 4 hours so that I would be exhausted, so that Monday night I could go to bed early and at least take like a nap, because basically the tickets went on sale mid-morning. Is that maybe a little better? I don't know. I'll have to figure something out if we do many more bike chats, huh? Well, anyway, mid-morning Ed Sheeran sale. And so I tried to do that. So I'm running off, 4 hours of sleep. And then
halfway point reached.
And then I slept like an hour and a half. And then I got up and then I waited around for Ed Sheeran tickets, which I am so excited to say that I got. So your girl is going to see Ed Sheeran for her birthday next year. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. That's my big news. And last night I still stayed up. Like, I got home and whatever time, and then I was still up. Like, I went to bed what I would call early, but I went to bed at like 6:30 this morning. So I only slept, I don't know, not 8 hours, I can tell you that. So we'll see when I get home how tired I am. But if nothing else, you have an amusing clip of me riding a bike. But alright, I'm gonna let you guys go. Maverick, you gonna say goodbye? He is out. Yesterday, I wish I'd gotten on video, but he was on here. So he looked like he was like playing King of the Hill. Alright, I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you soon. Alright, bye guys. Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? Did you hear me talking? You gonna come say hi? Hey, you wanna co-host for a second? Sir, you can't get in that stuff right now. I have stuff at my feet that is for probably not this video, but probably for another one that I'm about to do. Mav, you wanna come say hi? Say hi to everybody. Thank you. Mama loves those kisses. Thought I would give us some puppy distractions for just a second here. Mr. Sleepy Pants. Hi guys. I am recording this the last day of September, but by the time you see it, it is going to be the first day of October. And I know that I have been gone. From the start, let me say, I didn't realize that I didn't put up the thread for September in the Facebook group for the Great Fiber Cake Off. Usually I do the drawing, which I did for the previous month, and then like as that is going up, I put the new month thread in just so that I remember. Well, I guess I got distracted. So it is there now for anybody who wanted to enter in the Great Fiber Cake Off for September. Because I just got it up like a day or two before the end date, we're going to give it, I don't know, knowing me, probably like a week or so. I'm also going to draw, my next day off is in a few more days, so I'll probably wait till then to draw the Stranger Summer make-along. I see we did get some entries in it, and so I'm pretty happy about that. If you heard a sigh, that was Maverick. He's like laying down just like where he's at, like I'm collapsed, I'm done. And yeah, I have been trying to keep my hands busy because so for those of you who don't know, which is most of you guys, I know I asked on the one post for some positive vibes, but I didn't really explain myself, and that was I think that was the day, whatever day it was. Saturday is the day the tragedy struck our family, And, okay. So, for those of you who know, my in-law family is, from the UK. They lived in England. My father-in-law is British and Scottish. Irish. Irish. My brother-in-law is Scottish. My mother is British. My mother-in-law, sorry, is British. And they lived in Scotland for quite a while, which technically David was born in the United States, and they moved right back over to the UK, like right after he was born. So he grew up with the accent. He grew up being British, you know, being Scottish, whatever. And his accent kind of defines that. I don't know how often he's talked on here, and I know he hasn't lately at all, but he has like a British Scottish accent. And he's just never gotten rid of it. He lived there for, you know, like 20 years or whatever, so he earned that accent, right? And by all accounts, birth certificate wise, he's American, and every other way that counts, including the fact that his family was from there and moved back there, he's British. He'll tell you he's American though. But I digress. My sister-in-law and one brother-in-law live in the UK. And then I have a brother-in-law here in, I think they moved to Arizona. He was in Chicago, but I believe they moved to Arizona, him and his wife and their kids. So family everywhere. There, I also have, David's got a half brother, so I have a half brother-in-law. I don't know where he's at right now. Illinois, I think. We haven't heard from him in a little while, actually, come to think of it. But anyway, so my mother-in-law occasionally goes over to visit with my sister-in-law. I know there's in-law. I don't want to say mother and sister because, I mean, they are right here in my heart. They are, but you know, you get it, right, guys? And usually her visits would be, you know, 4 months, 6 months, stuff like that. She'd come back, obviously, as her husband and son are here and her home is here, but her home with my sister-in-law is there. So she would go, like, you know, when the kids were school age, go take care of them, so their mom could work full time and just all that kind of stuff. Just being a mom, you know, being a grandma. You guys have met her on this channel through her work. I showed you the different, like my porcupine, because she was always a knitter, and this is a knit porcupine. I have this one. I have a gray or a green one out there that I've shown you guys before. Within reach, I can't grab anything else, but I have multiple teddy bears. I've got a teddy bear with a Santa hat. I've got a blue and yellow cotton teddy bear. I know I have shown this. There is a video on my channel. I don't remember what it's called, but it is basically Brenda's bears, because there's a regular, like a brownish toned teddy bear. There's a hippo in a little tutu. She was always making things. She donated to, for years and years and years, that, like, all the years that I've known her, she has donated to a children's hospital. And back in Chicago, because they used to live there, I'm giving you like the whole history of David's family. She met them back when they were in Chicago, I believe, and now, you know, they have still kept in touch, so she's still given them all of these little stuffy toys and things like that, that she makes, and they're cute and they're adorable and they're wonderful. That said, like, I don't want to go into a lot of detail, but maybe 2 weeks ago, my mother-in-law ended up in the hospital in England because she was visiting over there. And they couldn't figure out, like, what was wrong. When she had fallen before she went, there was a broken bone, but that wasn't causing these other issues. They couldn't figure out why she was lightheaded, why she was getting weak and weaker as time went. There was a point in time, like less than a week later, where she couldn't even lift like a grape to eat it, you know. She was eating less at one point, and this is, you know, this is an 80-year-old woman. She was asking when her mom and dad were coming to visit. It just wasn't ideal, for sure. And then Thursday, my father-in-law went, this is also, you know, an 80-year-old man, got on, just to get to the airport, he booked a train, because there's a local train that goes over there. So he had to go to a different town, which David took him. I was going to take him, but it was on the way to work for David. And then he had to wait at the train station for like a little bit. So I stayed up to make sure that, I don't know, that he didn't need me or something. But he got there, he took a train, he took the train over to the airport. It was just so much, you know, and it ended up being like 24 hours or so of travel for this man, and he went directly to the hospital. And I don't think he honestly has left there very much since getting there. Until I had went, I'll talk about this in a different video because I am going to do happier videos, and it's the beginning of October. I kind of have to, right? We kind of have to get back on track. We do. I need to get back on track. I need you guys. Yeah, I need to get back into the flow of videos, and I think October is going to do that. But, because Friday I had went to a concert, and my friend Dan's band, and I was supposed to go see them the next night on Saturday. And like at first I had nobody to go with, and I was deciding, oh, I'm probably not gonna go. And then like last minute, I think it was like an hour and a half drive away. So like, I don't know, maybe like 3 hours before I would have to go or whatever, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make the drive. I'm gonna do it. And then right after that, I got a phone call. And it was David from work. And he said, before you see anything on Facebook or anything, I just wanted to let you know, I mean, he wasn't this businessy sounding, but I just wanted to let you know that, that my mom died. So needless to say, I didn't end up going to the show that night. I wanted to wait home for David, make sure he was okay, and honestly, I needed to obviously take some time to be okay myself. I loved that woman. I know I have talked to you guys about not really having family, just some chosen family, I get, like where you choose your friends, you know, but other than that, since my grandpa passed away first, like a year and 8 months or something before my mom, but it was bad losing my grandpa because I was basically raised by my grandparents. My mom was in the picture, but my grandparents raised me. I never had a father figure in that way. My grandpa was my father figure, you know, to look up to, but like as far as an actual like father, I never had one. But then after losing grandpa, it really started to get more evident with my grandma and her dementia. And soon it wasn't, I mean, she eventually, we've talked about this before, where she went into a nursing home and such, and how awful seeing anybody suffer with Alzheimer's and dementia is. It's awful. But I've never had a sense of family in the same sense that my grandma made it family. So ever since, like, we lost grandpa, then mom, and then grandma was years later, but I really lost grandma around the time I lost my mom, in a sense of that's when her dementia and stuff started. David's mom and dad, I mean, and his whole family, but his mom and dad, since I have been a part of this family, I have not, it sounds like a weird brag, it's not really a brag, it's just, I mean, it's just facts, but I have not cooked a Thanksgiving dinner because they wanted to have it there, and they wanted to have a place where everybody came and gathered as family, which is how, you know, things were at my grandma's house. People came there because she cooked. She had the safe place. She had the warm, inviting place. Thanksgiving and Christmas was always at David's mom and dad's since I've been a part of this family. In the summertime, when his sister would visit, we would have, you know, the same sort of, like, it didn't have to be a holiday, but it was, you know, family dinner, and everybody come have dinner, or we'll go get pizza and bring it home. It didn't matter as far as cooking, but I just feel like, I don't know, I feel that same loss, except it's almost hitting harder, because when I lost my family, it hadn't hit me then that I would be losing that sense of belonging, you know? And I'm gonna miss that, and I'm gonna miss her. And yeah, I needed a few days to not do this a lot. That was on the 27th, which is Saturday of September, and so that was leading up to the 29th, which, for those of you who have been around, have heard me talk about my darling boy Winston, who was, I guess he wasn't like my first dog ever, but he was the first dog that was mine. He was my fuzzy soulmate. He was my boy in every way. Not that demeans or changes the love that Maverick and I have. But Winston was my absolute ride or die. I think about him every day. I talk to him almost every day. I just love him. I love him so much. And the 29th was his birthday. Often I have put out a Winston video, but I did not this year because of everything else going on. But yeah, so I'm behind in the drawings.
I did not plan out, I gotta tell you guys while I'm talking to you, I'm gonna put this video up like as soon as possible, as soon as I finish talking. But I have to do the movie marquee video after this also and get it up right away, and I have to obviously finish this video. And I haven't planned diddly squat for Vlogtober. I always do Vlogtober, and that starts, I mean, technically, like, I normally would be doing my Vlogtober first video right now at the time that I'm taping this, so that it can get out to you guys on the 1st. I may be a day or two late starting. Like, I'll try to put out videos making up for them. The only thing that I have, like, planned, do I tell you guys in this video? I guess, yeah. I guess so. Because I need to end this on a happy note anyway and get rid of the tears and the I do, right? So let's do that. So, I received this in the mail. And this is going to be like the preemptive open for this. It is from Yarnaceous Fibers. And it was actually a gift, which I don't know if this person would like me to tell you that they did this. I would like to tell you just because they're amazing. If this person doesn't mind, they can comment down below and I'll pin it so you can see who did. But I was worried about getting one this year, and they released, do you remember last year when I opened up the Yarnaceous Fibers, and I think it was 1 per week or something? They might have had 5 total, I can't remember, and I can't tell by squeezing this one. But they did a Halloween countdown, kind of like a weekly countdown for Stranger Things. Well, this is I was gonna say another, it's a different one, it's this year's, but this was a gift from somebody sweet and very special to me. And we're gonna preemptively open it, because I mean, I'm not gonna open all 5 of the 4 or 5 of the yarns or anything, but I do want to open this. I also want to fully open, because I will probably just put clips at the beginning here that I had already taped, and then this. But this is, see, it's cut open, but not opened fully. Obviously, I did see what's peeking out, but this is from Rose at Rose Likes Crochet. And I'll show you and then we'll open this. But I had put a clip in, I believe, of me going, "What did you do, Rose? What did you do?" Well, I got, this is so sweet. I got a card that I wanted to show you guys because it's so pretty. I couldn't help it. I was going to fully open this on camera before, like, fully from the start, but I like to cut stuff open so it doesn't cut and then I cry on camera, like has happened before. And then with everything happening, I was just like, I want to look and cheer myself up. But look at this beautiful card with the butterflies. And then it's from Rose. She said, "Heather, I thought you would enjoy these. Love you, Rose." And I love you too, Rose. Thank you so much. I also recently recorded, and I haven't put it out yet because I recorded a video when I went to the post office. I was mailing out packages. One of them was to Rose, and I did record everything that I put in the box because it's they're all crocheted items, so I thought you guys might like them and like to see what I did or what I made, you know. So I do have that video to come out. I just wanted to wait until Rose actually got it in case, I don't know, in case she wanted to be surprised. I don't know. But in here, and she had shown on her channel, like, I think it was just a thrift store haul if I remember right, but she showed these and they were beautiful. Inside they're 2 of the same, but they're Caron Windtuck. It says, oh, hobnail Afghan pattern. That's the pattern on here. But Caron Windtuck in the color Southwestern Ombre. And how beautiful is that? Look at those beautiful, beautiful colors with the reds and the browns and this, like, I want to call it teal green or like aqua green. Isn't that pretty? And the creamy, it's like almost a light yellow, but it's like, it's creamy colored. It's so pretty. And those are beautiful, and I do believe she thrifted them, and I do love them. Thank you so much, Rose. I am going to use these in my retro squares, the granny squares that I'm making. These are going to make some beautiful granny squares. So I am going to use these hopefully somewhat quickly. I am in yet another video. We're going to talk about the auction coming up. We had decided to put it off until the beginning of November to hopefully that'll give you guys time for anybody who wants to buy for like Christmas gifts or anything like that, or just to beat the Christmas mailing rush to early November. Because as long as everybody pays the night of or the next day, which that we had, knock on wood, I think there was only one person that was kind of floating around, and they eventually did, you know, we figured out what was going on and they paid also. So everything was really smooth and quick, and as long as that happens, I will, like, I filmed last year, or at the beginning of this year really, me going to the post office with my entire back seat full of boxes. So, and I will do that again, you know, just make one trip. Well, I took 3 trips to, I think if I remember right, to get everything in the post office, but I'm saying one trip to the post office would be great. So we'll work for that again. But between now and then, everything I have is, for the most part, going to be to go towards the auction at this point, because I don't have anywhere near the inventory. I know we'll get into this all in the video, but yeah, anybody, I know there's a few people that are wanting to donate things. Anybody who's thinking they may want to, can get a hold of me anytime between now and just before the auction. And we'll discuss anything, but most people, like last time they donated, they sent me pictures. When I did the auction, I showed the pictures, and, the person who was doing the donating sent the item out. So like they had the item. I didn't have it here to show you guys, but it worked out really well. So anybody who may consider doing that, I will very happily take you up on your donation offer. Just, yeah, get a hold of me on my email, best idea. But we'll do a whole video about that too. I'm just saying that is where most of my, you know, time and stuff is going. Which a different video, this is my plan for future videos. A different video still is, I had just, you know, speaking of, since this is my mother-in-law video, I was telling David, at one point she had a massive, it was like a yarn hallway, not even a wall. When you walk down this hallway, there were curtains like that were put up just kind of like on a big drawstring. Behind the curtains on both sides of the hallway was yarn. And she worked through all of that. She either worked through it or gave some away, in, you know, the 10 years that I knew her. And I don't know, it was just really great and inspiring. And I told him, I know she would be really proud of me if, I stuck to it and got rid, you know, went through my scraps, went through my yarn, shopped from home, basically. Now that being said, I'm going to interrupt myself on that to say I did have a $10 Michael voucher that David and I both decided, since I didn't make it out to the store and it expired on Winston's birthday, to make a small purchase at michaels.com, which did come in today. So that'll be another future video too. But those are going to be further between. I am going to attempt to, like I said, start working on shopping from home, working on projects that I have going already, and getting rid of scraps is my first start. That's like my first thought. And then tackling the giant mess of a room down here to start with, maybe. And I don't know. I don't know exactly my laid out plan other than that, but I do want to start doing that because I think she would be very proud of me for doing that. I've been saying it for years. I'm now's the time. You know what I mean? All of that was a sidetrack because we have not done the preemptive open on, I almost flashed my address, on this package. Like I said, it was from Yarnacious Yarns. I'll just do that because my address is on the other side. And I believe like last year, it does look like they're wrapped up, which they should be. So, I mean, good. Ooh, there is a bag of goodies. This is what I wanted to get to. Let me make sure there's nothing else hiding around in here. I don't think there is, but you know, you never know. Last year, these were wrapped in like glittery tissue paper. I was loving the glitter spilling off of stuff. Okay, so we have, what is in here? Oh, it's wrapped with different, I only saw it like that, and I was like, what is that? Each of the individual, I'll take one out. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 yarns. This was a bad example. Let me show you a different one. It'll have, like, it says, yay, it's DK yarn. I wasn't sure if I was getting sock weight or DK yarn, and I was really, really hoping for the DK. Thank you, person whom I'm not positive if I didn't say that yet, but thank you very, very much. Anyway, it's wrapped in black, and there's like this red material around it in a bow. Well, the first one I was going to show you has a black bow, so I was like, that's not going to show up that well. I don't know, does this have different, it just says Stranger Things, October 24th is this one. Uh-oh, October 17th is that one, so I feel like I'm going to have to go, yeah, October 3rd is the first one down here. And then I'm guessing this will be the Halloween one then? Yep, October 31st. So when I do open the first one, that's when I have to take all of these out, so I'll probably reorder them. Reorganize them. Anyway, however you want to say it. Then that's just the shipment thing, I think. Stranger Things Year 2, 5-week October countdown. Variegated. Includes sock sets and Bronto DK. So these are on the Bronto DK base, and I'm super thrilled about that because all of my hand-dyed Stranger Things yarn is DK, I think. I don't know, the ones that Bella dyed for me are somewhat thin. Maybe they're not a DK. Anyway, most of my yarn is a DK from Stranger Things. And in here, there is a bag of goodies. I guess it's a big bag, but I was going to say a small bag. So it's not, I'll show you in a second. It's an organza bag, but it's big. Okay, so Yarnacious Fibers 2025 countdowns. It's just basically like a little advertisement for Yarnacious Fibers. Look at her dinosaur. I love the dinosaur logo. And then yeah, this like big organza bag with this is what's in it down here. But we do have a giant organza bag, and I can put the yarn in this afterwards. That's a great idea, actually. Good job, Heather. Okay. Okay. So the kind of like extras and goodies, I'm gonna open them from the start. We got 2 like vinyl-y stickers. One that says "Friends Don't Lie," and one that says "Do You Copy?" And there's the kids and their walkie-talkie. And then, ooh, I will open them, but we have these wooden stitch markers. And it obviously is a Stranger Things set. I'm so excited about like everything in here. All right. I'm going to just describe them to you, and then I'm going to try to show you them all. But they're like wood that's been wood burned or wood carved. And it says, "What about Barb?" on one of them. The other one is like the infamous logo with Will running from the Demogorgon, and the other side, like upside down, are the 3 other kids, well, 4 other kids on 3 bikes. And then there's a cassette tape that says Hawkins Middle School AV Club on it. There is a heart that's made of Christmas lights, and it says Friends Don't Lie. And then there is the letters from the Christmas lights that say run. So there is the run with the Christmas lights. There is the Christmas light Friends Don't Lie heart. There is the Hawkins Hawkins School JV AV Club. I cannot talk. AV Club. Here is the logo that I was talking about with the Demogorgon and Will up top on this one and the kids on the bikes down below. And then what about Barb? So those are this little set of stitch markers, and there's her little dinosaur again, the Yarnaceous Fibers dinosaur. And then, oh my gosh, this makes me so excited too. This is a little tin for your stitch markers and such. And it's a cassette tape, and it says, should I stay or should I go? But it's like, you know, when you make the old school recordings from the radio and that kind of thing. And yeah, it's just empty box, but right now, but that's what's on it on the outside. I'm very happy that, not that I don't like this song, but I'm very happy that the cassette tape wasn't the running up that hill, running down that hill, running up that hill. The Max's song from season 4. Yeah, I like this, the should I stay or should I go? So I'm pretty happy about that. I am going to put my stitch markers. I'll open them up off the card later, but I'm going to put those in there if they fit with the card right now. Do you fit? Yes. So I can get rid of these bags. And my stickers are going to go right here with my sticker. I have like a little mini sticker collection and I love it. Okay. And then yeah, I'll have this organza bag, and that's where the yarn will go from the Yarnaceous Fibers countdown. So thank you friend. So I'll be doing that through Vlogtober. I don't know what I will do for my, like, honestly, like I said, I'm recording this the very last day of September, and then I might be a day or two late starting. But between now and that video for Vlogtober, like the first one, I have to decide on what I'm actually doing for Vlogtober, you guys. Last year I did Stranger Things inspired squares for my blanket, but to be honest with you, I have used quite a few of my scrappy colors. I don't know, maybe I'll just work on my scrap blanket this time around. My original scrap blanket that I still haven't finished. Because it's got a billion ends to weave in. I'll show you guys if that's what I end up doing. But it has a billion ends to weave in. Alright. I think I have probably made this video long enough. And I obviously have more coming. I have the Michael's Haul video. I have the crochet kit from Five Below video. I have the talk about the auction video. I've got 3 different videos because I did get those vintage magazines, the Crochet Worlds, and I'd like to go through them and show you, but each one will probably be its own video. What else did I say? Movie marquees coming after this. And then yeah, just this whole scrap using thing. I'll probably show you what I have done, because I have made some things from some of my scrap yarn, and I am continuing to do so almost as we speak. I don't know what to do for Vlogtober, guys. You might just hear me talking. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I've got to get the movie marquee video out first, though, and I have to get this edited and well, edit it as much as I edit anything. But yeah, I am sorry that I was gone. I honestly had decided I was gone for a while, like with her being in the hospital, even though it's not here. I don't know. It's just, I wasn't in this good and happy mood, basically. And I didn't feel like recording like that. That was just the thing. I didn't feel like talking. I didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't feel like crocheting for the longest time. And then I started on this scrap adventure. I don't know, just before she passed away. So I have been writing a lot. I have been writing a lot of my fanfics. Not that anybody really cares about that, but yeah, I had this, I know I've told you guys before that I wrote fanfic before it was actually called fanfic, as far as I know. It was certainly before I ever had a computer. So there wasn't sites like fanfiction.net or whatever, or AO3 or anything like that. Yeah, and as far as I know, I've never heard anybody call it fanfic, and everybody thought I was weird for writing it. But that's what it was, you know. They were just my stories at the time. And like I was quite young when I started doing that, and I am the first person that I know, at least like that I know around here. I'm not claiming to be the first person ever, but I always write, like, for anybody familiar with fanfic, self-insert fanfic. And like there's always a Heather character. Like for My Stranger Things, there is a Hawkins Heather, you know, for whatever. There's, you know, for Game of Thrones, there's a Game of Thrones Heather. There's a Heather in every fandom. If I wrote a Pete Steele fanfic, there's a Heather character there, you know. It's basically just fitting myself. That's how I fit myself in my imagination into whatever world that I'm, you know, loving and obsessed with and writing about. And I had started this fanfic when I was, I don't know, very young, like very young. I wrote in notebooks, and I mean, I filled notebooks. I covered daily. I'll just tell you what the fandom is. It's WWE, or back then WWF. I have never been, in my adult years, I have not been much of a wrestling fan. Let me put it that way. Like, I didn't watch wrestling when I even met Chris, you know, and the lead singer of Fozzy. He's a professional wrestler also. I still, obviously, you don't get rid of your friends just because your hobbies change. So, maybe you do for other reasons along the way also, but not just because you stop liking something. So I have many friends who still like wrestling, and some of my friends said, oh, hey, you should really like this guy's band. He's, you know, a wrestler. And I was like, well, I wouldn't like it because he's a wrestler, because I don't watch wrestling anymore, you know. But I listened, and I ended up falling in love with Fozzy, and I'm thankfully, I mean, that's a whole other story in itself, you know, like fairy tale in itself. But, you know, I am very lucky that they ended up loving me just as much. And, we became very good friends. But all of that said, I don't remember where I was going with that one. But, all of that said, I used to, when I was very young, I watched wrestling religiously because my mom, that was a bonding thing with my mom. And then I carried that obsession even after she lost her desire to watch it. My mom was really big watching the 1980s. Well, it was in the 80s, I'm saying, but in the 80s, the women's wrestling, I don't know what it's like today because I don't watch it today. When I kind of was losing my luster for it, there were divas. From my understanding, they wrestle more, like move wise now, but there was an awful lot of women wrestlers, divas, who didn't really do much. They like screamed. You couldn't really tell what kind of scream they were screaming, but they screamed a lot. I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. But my mom, back in the 80s. I mean, she would even say years down the line, she's like, in the 80s, women wrestled. They wrestled. And I think my mom just really liked seeing that. Instead of more like a wrestling cat fight, it was, wrestling moves and bravado. The wrestling bravado in the 80s was it was very showmany, right? It was larger than life characters. And I mean, I'm sure there still are now also, but I mean, everybody had, their pomp and circumstance moments and stuff. It was very cinematically friendly, I guess I would put it. I don't know if that's a term, but that's how I would put it. And yeah, I started before there was ever a Monday Night Raw. I had a self-insert Heather, and when Monday Night Raw started, which I remember being in 1993, I remember that because we'll get to it, but I remember it anyway. It was then, and I don't remember when SmackDown started to be a SmackDown, but through that time period, through SmackDown starting, I would watch it every week and then write how Heather's existence with whatever friendships, relationships that she was in changed things, right? So it was canon, but I made my own canon. Does that make sense to anybody that writes or reads fanfic? And so when I say I had this fanfic covered decades, just decades. If I finished a notebook, I'd grab a new notebook. This light has gone out 3 times, I think, on me. We've talked for a while. I covered notebook after notebook after notebook, decade after decade after decade of wrestling. And eventually it got to the point where I was keeping them all in, boxes. And those boxes were at my grandma's guest house. And then one year, I don't remember the year, but there was a fire, and paper burns pretty quick, let me tell you guys. Apparently, because the reason why I said I remember Raw being in 93 is that I literally managed to salvage like a couple handfuls of pages, one of which was the start of Monday Night Raw, like the first episode. And I dated each one. I wrote down where it was at, etc., etc. Each chapter was basically a day in the life of. And I think I ended up with, I don't know, maybe like 10 chapters. So that's about 10 days of, writing. Well, it was more than 10 days of writing, I'm sure. But anyway. And recently I decided that I have a vague memory of the skeleton of events of her life. I have to watch the shows again for like detail, but I have a vague memory. And so I started writing. And I was telling my friends, this is going to be my opus as far as fanfics go, right? There's not going to be another one that I could make in my lifetime that will span the amount of time covered or take the amount of time it's going to take to write this. But I'm pretty excited to see where it goes, because I wrote all those notebooks, but I bet each day was a page or two, it didn't have, when I was a kid, I didn't write in full detail. I didn't write any kind of adult themetry. It's not a word, but it's my word now. And I mean, I'm not going to lie. I have always, since I started writing more seriously, I've always written, like, I am not afraid to touch into the erotic area of, I'm just going to say, I'm not going to give you an example or anything, but like, I feel like if something were to happen with characters, any characters, it could be touched upon in a tactful, tasteful way. Does that make sense? It's not just gratuitously there. It's adding to the, the spice is adding to the recipe, basically. But I never wrote any. I bet people in my old fanfics when I was a kid never did, like if they were boyfriend and girlfriend, they held hands, you know what I mean? It's much different in my brain now because I understand relationships and such. And I don't know, I feel like this is going to end up being so long, but the idea makes me excited. And I didn't lose my love affair with 80s wrestlers, with 90s wrestlers. I mean, there came a point in the more recent past where, like I said, when I dropped off, I just dropped off and I didn't pick it back up again. But because I don't watch somebody who is around now doesn't mean that I don't still love The Undertaker, or, you know what I mean? I was an Undertaker girl. But it doesn't mean that I lost that love, if that makes sense. So yeah, I have been writing. I've been pouring a lot of emotion into my work with that. Anyway, this is all just a bunch of rambling, and I am going to let you guys go because I do have videos to get to. And I don't know how much I mean, I work tonight, and I do want to at least get these 2 done. But, all right. Thank you for listening to me. This really was probably the best therapy. Obviously I can talk to David and I can talk to my friends, but you guys are also my friends. And I don't know, just to kind of get everything out and talk about it. I cried with you guys. I don't know. It helps. It helps a lot. Even if right here in this room at this moment, I'm only talking to my camera and to Maverick, I know I am talking to you guys. So yeah, and we still don't know anything about how the funeral is going to happen. Like, I have my assumptions. I assume it's going to happen over in England. I don't know if there'll be another ceremony here. I don't know anything about, and David said that things tend to run, at least in his experience, slowly as far as the planning goes. And I don't know if he meant in England or with his family or what, but it's going to take some time. Even if it wasn't slow moving, it would take some time to figure things out. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if he'll end up in England. I don't know. I don't feel like we can both go, because I don't have anybody willing to take care of Maverick that long at a time. Like, I don't think my little brother would stay over here for long, you know, like a week at a time or something. So yeah, everything's up in the air. Like, I will feel awful if I don't get to say goodbye, but if need be, I will say goodbye in my own terms with, you know, light a candle and just be there in spirit. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for listening to me ramble on about anything and everything. Yeah, I will talk to you real soon. I love you guys. I hope you're having the best start to October. I'm working on it. All right. If I didn't say it before, I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.